Hello, my name is Jessica Taylor, and I want to talk a little bit about Puerto Rico. Now, Puerto Rico is very interesting to me because it's my family's country of origin, and I also kind of consider it a Latin American limbo. It was declared a U.S. territory in 1898 after the Spanish American War by the Treaty of Paris. And in 1952, Congress declared it a Commonwealth. So I want to look a little bit into the history, sociology, and some statistics into Puerto Rico. Now, in 1493 is when Columbus landed in Puerto Rico, and approximately 50,000 Tainos inhabited the island. And Tainos were thought to be very peaceful people. Um, Puerto Rico actually got its name, which translates into rich port, because of the gold nuggets that they would find along the rivers. And San Juan is the capital city, which was named after John the Baptist. And Puerto Rico's location between the Atlantic Ocean and the Caribbean city ultimately made it a key military island, which is very evident by Old San Juan, where you find the old castles and military bases. Now, currently, there's much debate over whether Puerto Rico should be its own country or should become a U.S. state. Currently, Puerto Ricans pay U.S. taxes and enlist in the armed services, but there is no representation in U.S. government for Puerto Ricans. In fact, we have a non-voting resident commissioner in the House of Representatives. And tensions rose greatly after Hurricane Maria because it became evident that Puerto Ricans were considered sort of second-class citizens due to the lack of aid that was given to Puerto Ricans. The total fatality rose to over 3,000, and many people were left without food, water, and electricity for months after the incident. Now, the demographics of Puerto Rico itself are very similar to other Latin American cultures. Slavery had a huge role in the development of the culture and the people. Currently, the population of Puerto Rico is around 3.2 million. In the 2018 census, 99% of Puerto Ricans identified themselves as Latin and Hispanic. Interestingly, though, 69% consider themselves white Latinos, 10% consider themselves Black Latinos, and 6% consider themselves mixed. Now, when Columbus arrived to Puerto Rico, he found that the Tainos would call themselves Borican, which, if anyone knows Puerto Ricans, they go by Boricua, which is a nod to their Taino culture, which is very interesting because Tainos and their culture were killed off because of Columbus and other Spanish influence. So we have a large chunk of our culture that derives from African descent as opposed to Taino descent. This is very evident in the food and music, and San Juan, along with all the other beaches in Puerto Rico and El Yunque Forest, are major tourist destinations. In fact, San Juan's considered a major tourist destination because of the amount of culture that you can feel going throughout the city. Interestingly enough, though, just about 20 minutes from San Juan is a city called Lorisa. Lorisa is the poorest city in Puerto Rico, and it's also the city with the highest Afro-Latino population. About 60% of Lorisa's population considers themselves Afro-Latino. This is, in fact, a stomping ground for a lot of culture in Puerto Rico. This is where bomba music and plena dance originated from. So, Puerto Rico is not immune to racism and colorism that other Latin American cultures experience. However, they do teach in grade school their children that they come from the three ethnicities of African, Spaniard, and Taino, and every March 22nd, is celebrated as Abolition Day. So really, only time will tell how much progress is being made within these areas. Thank you.